Hello and welcome to Education Talk. Now, this is your best program on education in the country. I'm Wilma, you're very welcome. And today we'll be talking about financial education. I have here with me today Steve Jenkins, who is actually a Senior Vice President of Genistar. Steve, you're very welcome to our studios.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Now, Genistar is a financial education company, and their mission is to help families become debt-free and financially independent. They do this through education and by involving you in the planning process. Instead of advice, what do they offer? They offer something better, which is education to make the right choices.
In the UK, new figures have revealed the country's total personal debt has reached an all-time high.
A new report says personal debt has hit £1.4 trillion.
Many are going bust while they wait for banks to compensate them for missold products.
The interest of all that debt is costing us £46 billion.
But what the banks didn't explain was that if interest rates went down, the businesses had to compensate the banks, sometimes to the tune of hundreds of thousands of pounds.
So the days of working for a company for 40 years and getting a pension check, those days are pretty much over. The economy is an absolute mess when it comes to not only the governments, but as well as people's individual finances. And I think that you'd agree that you cannot turn on a television or open up a newspaper and not see something about the state of the economy, about the challenges that people are having. Part of the problem is that we get no financial education on money. It's amazing. They teach us the circumference of a circle. They teach us how to dissect a frog. Those are great life skills, aren't they? But when it comes to your personal finances, on how you should actually get out of debt, how to live debt-free, and how to become financially independent, we get no financial education.
For hundreds and hundreds of years, basic economic principles were that if you wanted to create wealth, you save and accumulate money. Countries were the same way, economies were the same way. But then in the late 80s, early 90s, things started to change, and governments realized that if they did two things. One is they printed more money, and they also borrowed more money and got consumers borrowing money, they could artificially inflate the economy. And for a short period of time, that works. But now, 20, 30 years on, we're seeing the results of those very, very poor economic decisions.
So when it comes to your finances, how in the world do you figure out where you are and where you want to go? We offer something called a complimentary financial game plan. And this is where we actually take a snapshot of where you are today, where you want to go down the road, and then it fills in everything in between. I know when I got one of these, it really helped change my life. It covers areas, as an example, financial education, some of the seminars that we actually offer. It covers areas like mortgages to make sure that you actually get the best thing for you and your family when it comes to mortgages. It covers areas buildings and contents, debt consolidation, IVAs, and even if it gets to the point where people financially need to do bankruptcy, we have specialists in every single one of these areas that can actually help people. Where we're different from an IFA, an independent financial advisor, is we don't give advice. We give financial education to empower you and your family to make the right decisions, and then we have specialists on staff, on team, that actually can help to give you guidance and in some cases advice to be able to give you what I call a PhD, proper honest direction to help you to get your financial life together so that you can become debt-free and financially independent.